Happy birthday, America. So it's 4th of July weekend, and we thought we would try something a little different this time. We're going to talk about some of our favorite memories of sports in America, USA teams, USA athletes that we remember, and we might list our favorite top 10 or so. So when I say our, I have a special guest with me today. It's Ryan Walker, my very own husband. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, how are you?
Thanks for coming on with me.
Happy 4th of July.
Okay, so I want to start off with some of your favorite memories. You remember a lot more sports-specific details and memories than me. But I want to start off with your soccer memories, because you remember a lot of different World Cup-related soccer stuff. So what are some of the most memorable soccer moments you can think of when we're talking about USA sports?
So my first soccer memory with the USA is going to be the 1994 World Cup, which was hosted here in the U.S. There was some controversy there with a Colombian defender making a mistake and scoring an own goal against the U.S. And then the U.S. played Brazil on July 4th. We lost the game, and Tab Ramos got an elbow that resulted in a skull fracture. So that was one of my biggest memories about U.S. soccer.
There was a 30 for 30 made about that Colombia player, right?
Correct.
Escobar brothers?
Escobar and Escobar.
Okay, what other soccer memory do you have then? Besides that Cotton Bowl Colombia World Cup.
In 1992, we've got Brandi Chastain scoring a penalty to win the World Cup. That was the famous Nike sports bra incident where she took her shirt off.
Yep, I remember that.
There's famous photos about that online everywhere.
More controversy. That's why you remember that one. What else? Another World Cup memory? I've got one.
2002.
That's the one.
So
we were on our honeymoon. We were in Mexico. U.S. was playing Mexico, right?
Correct. So it was July 17th, 2002. We got married on the 15th. We were in Mexico on the 16th, but the World Cup was in Korea, so it was actually the 17th. It was the middle of the night. We watched Landon Donovan score a header to go up 2-0, and the U.S. beat Mexico.
I bet we both have the same kind of basketball top memory on our list. What's your basketball USA top memory?
It would have to be the Dream Team,
Yep.
1992.
Yep.
Pretty much anyone and everyone in the NBA played on that Olympic team. I believe it was the first time professional basketball players were allowed to play in the Olympics. You had
Magic,
Jordan, Bird, anyone that you could think of was playing on that Olympic team, and we went and dominated in Barcelona.
All of my memories for big USA moments, most of them are gymnastics related. Just because growing up, that was what we focused in on for Summer Olympics and things. So kind of the big, I guess, American memory of Mary Lou Retton.
1984.
1984.
Perfect 10 on the vault.
And I was a baby almost, so I don't even know if I remember it so much as remember the story of it and the videos of it that have always kind of been down in the history books. I love her, and I remember her Leo, the Stars and Stripes leotard she wore and everything. And then my other gymnastics memories are more recent. The Final Five that they called themselves, they gave themselves different nicknames. These kind of modern era girls teams. And this Final Five was awesome. They dominated in Rio, so I guess it was that was the most recent. So that was Gabby Douglas and Allie Reisman and Madison Koshin and Lori Hernandez, and then Simone Biles, who sort of stole the show. She's one of my favorites of all time. She's amazing to watch. Do you have any other big memories for USA athletes or teams?
Well, I think one of the biggest golf memories I have is from 2008 in the U.S. Open. That's when Tiger Woods was leading the tournament most of the way. He got hurt. He had a stress fracture and an ACL tear. He played Rocco Mediate in a Monday playoff. It was 18 holes. They were tied after 18. They went into a sudden death playoff. Tiger could barely walk, and he won the U.S. Open. I think it was one of the greatest rounds or weekends of golf that we could ever see.
What about dominating teams? So like overtime. I think of the U.S. Women's national soccer team. We're kind of hot and heavy in that right now. I mean, they're playing and they're winning as usual. But I think of like old school, like Hope Solo, right? Mm-hmm. And Mia Hamm.
Mia Hamm, yep.
We were just at the U.S. or the National Soccer Hall of Fame for one of the recent games. And we had to sit on the floor because it was so crowded. There were almost 800 people there. And we sat on the floor, and on the floor they have lit up little tiles of little like memorabilia and sports moments. And we sat on the Mia Hamm tile, and I told Jack that was good luck that we were sitting on the Mia Hamm tile. And sure enough, they won that game. They advanced. They're still winning. So let's see, later this weekend they will be playing for, is this going to be the finals?
Yeah, they won the semifinal, so they're playing Sunday for the final. Playing
for another World Cup. Other dominating teams I think of for American sports is the women's, the duo that wins all the beach volleyball, the sand volleyball. That duo, Misty May Trainer, and I cannot think of the other one's name. The tall one, and then Misty May Trainer. Mm-hmm. Who's married to the baseball player who used to play for the Rangers. Misty May, before she was Misty May Trainer. Anyway, they dominate. I feel like they're super fun to watch because they're so good. I think they're done. I think they're older and they have kids and families outside of being Olympians now. So I think we're probably in a new era. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens in the next Summer Olympics if we still have good women's beach volleyball. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple sports and you tell me who the obvious best, or who you think some of the best U.S. athletes are from those sports. Boxing.
Muhammad Ali.
And I actually looked up something because I didn't know a lot about him. I didn't even know like the years. I knew it was before my time, so I didn't know. But he won the 1960 Olympics in Rome. He won gold.
And I think he's the only 3-time world champion ever in the heavyweight belt division.
I did not know that. All right, swimming. I feel like this one's
Michael Phelps.
Obvious, yes. Michael Phelps. He holds medal records still, but I think 2008 was his big year. He's had a couple Olympics, of course, but 2008 was his dominant year.
Yeah, he had back-to-back Olympics where he had lots of gold around his neck.
Yep. Okay, when you think track, what do you think of for American athletes?
Michael Johnson, Mr. Gold Shoes.
I think of Carl Lewis, too. And then there's some females over time. Old school, like Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
And FloJo.
What about, so we talked about gymnastics. My top is Simone Biles and Mary Lou Retton. Do you remember any other gymnasts' names?
Weren't there some twins that were really good?
Twins?
On the men's side.
Oh, on the men's side. Sorry.
One of them got hurt. He had a knee injury.
Yeah, I cannot remember their names. One of them was on American Ninja Warrior. A lot of gymnasts go on American Ninja Warrior. Okay, what about tennis?
Andre Agassi.
See, I think Serena, mostly because it's just so, like, recent. She's still playing and winning. Oh, I got a good one. Think Winter Olympics, think snow. I don't know, snowboarding.
Shaun White.
Yeah, Shaun White. Snowboarding or half pipe, all the thing, whatever his events are called. And then there's a Kelly Clark, I think. I always want to say Clarkson, but I think it's Clark. But one of the girls. But yeah, Shaun White. So he just competed. I think he was done this last Winter Olympics, but he was still winning. But he comes to mind when I think of dominant, like when I think of like USA Olympics. Him.
Apollo Ono.
Oh yeah.
The speed skater.
Him. He won Dancing with the Stars also.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Forgot about him. He was fun to watch.
What about figure skaters?
Yeah. I can't think of that many by name. Johnny Weir? Something like that?
Weir.
I just don't follow that enough to know to say their names off the top of my head. But I think I don't think we dominate. I think we compete, but I don't think we always win figure skating. Like we do some of the other, where we know we're going to compete and win.
What about go way back? Miracle on Ice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know any of those people by name. Were any of those actual famous hockey players?
No, they were all college players.
So they were all college players. And they weren't supposed to beat Russia. It was kind of one of those miraculous things. It was a miracle. When was that? 80.
80?
Yep. Do you know where that Olympics was?
Upstate New York.
Lake Placid.
Lake Placid.
Yep. Yes, I forgot about that one. That's a good one. I think we're in the midst of one this weekend when we watch these women play for this World Cup. And then, I guess we should also mention the men. When you think of dominating USA teams, you don't think of men's soccer. But I think we're getting better, right? Don't you?
Yeah. I think with Christian Pulisic, with FC Dallas's center mid, Paxton, I think they're going to have a great team in the next World Cup. And I'm really hoping that we're making the moves in the right direction.
I think so. Who's your favorite USA soccer player? When you think back, it doesn't have to be...
Oh, it doesn't have to be current?
Playing today.
Oh, that is tough. I'm going to say Christian Pulisic.
Okay. Well,
just because
current.
He will be the best American soccer player that we've ever seen.
Like of all time?
Of all time.
I think we got a good list here. Thank you for jumping on with me.
Thanks for having me.
With me.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.